So what did we just see?
Well, brother, you just saw life through a 90 million year old sea urchin butthole.
Welcome to Worst Impressions. I am your host, Eric Anderson, and I've got somebody that's been, with me since the dawn of time. He's been buried below the Earth's crust for some time in my life, and now he is back, and he is in the studio with us. We've got Mike.
Hello, hello. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, dude.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe I got you out here to get in the studio and sit by me and bless me with your presence.
It's been nice.
So first of all, what have you been up to lately?
Well, that is a big question. I've been up to a lot.
Yeah.
Big career change here lately.
Okay.
So I've been back from the road for the past 7 years, basically.
You were on the road.
So
Okay.
doing a bunch of traveling for work, but got a nice stay-at-home gig. So it's good to be back. Good to have some more stable hours.
Dude, hell
Good to see you. So
Absolutely. Yeah, the stable hours, you don't realize, like when you're young, you're like, oh yeah, I could do that. I could go all over the place. I could work, 12 hours from 9 p.m. to 7 in the morning. Like, who cares, But then you just get a little bit older and you're just like, well, the stable hours mean a lot more than you think.
yeah.
And, like getting to do stuff in the evening, every evening, just stability in general matters a lot. So, well, anyways, I know you've been a long-time fan of the pod. It's pretty freaking sweet that you're here. I'm pretty jazzed, if I may say so myself. So, for those out there that are listening and watching, do you want to go by Mike, Mikey, or do I call you Michael?
Mikey is fine.
Mikey, all right. Yeah, Mikey sounds real youthful, and I like the youth. So, all right, let's get right into the brass tacks. So, do you have a worst first impression for us? Like an impression of somebody, some place, something where it was just terrible right off the rip, and it might have gotten better later, might have stayed terrible. Who knows?
So I really like the actor, Michael Caine.
Oh yeah.
Craig Ferguson had a great bit.
Dude, okay.
So Michael Caine in space.
With the Late Show with Craig Ferguson. Oh, dude, Craig Ferguson was the man, dude, back in the day. Okay, so go on.
But I really like Michael Caine in the Italian Job. Are you familiar with The Italian Job?
Yeah. Rest in peace, Donald Sutherland, because he was in The Italian Job, right? Like the remake. Or are you?
The original Italian Job. So like
shit.
the 1960s, 1970s Italian Job.
I'm talking about the Mini Cooper commercial, the remake with Donald Sutherland and
Nick Cage. I think Nick Cage is in that one. Yeah.
no, this one is Mark Wahlberg. He's driving a Mini Cooper. So we'll do it like the Italian Job. And he like sinks a basketball sinks a basketball goal. No, Nick Cage isn't in the remake. So Michael Caine's in the original?
Yeah, he's in the original.
Okay.
And he's like leading the crew going over the heist, right?
Okay.
And they're practicing with their demolitions expert.
Yeah.
And they're trying to blow the doors off of the armored car. And the explosion goes awry. And he has a famous line where, "You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off." And then he does another impression in Get Carter. It's another like 1970s British film. These are all movies that you probably have never seen.
Get Carter.
That's an obscure one. But he has a line where she was only 16 years old. And then later that decade, he does a movie called Zulu. If you're familiar with Zulu.
I do know that one.
So in that one,
I believe I've watched. I feel like I've just been in a room while you're watching Zulu.
I think like maybe 6th grade. I'm like, dude, you got to come to my house and watch.
You gotta watch this.
You got to watch the Battle of Rorke's Drift. But anyway, in that movie, he plays a more posh, proper, gentle Britishman.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's great in that one. But if you're a thespian, he has a great video on YouTube where he does acting in front of a camera.
Okay.
And he does all of the how to stage your eyes when you're looking at a camera, where to point your focus of vision when you're interacting with a camera or audience. It's like a 3-hour like instructional video. It's great to watch. It's a good one to pull up.
Dude, I gotta watch some Michael Caine.
You get to look deep into the eyes of Michael Caine for 2.5 hours, which is.
I don't think I could last 3.5 hours, my guy. Oh my god, probably 30 seconds tops. You know, it's like point your eyes up to the corner of the camera. Yeah, Jesus.
Oh, Master Wayne. Another one that I really like is, I think you've already done this on the show. It's Sean Connery.
A little bit of Sean, yeah.
Sean Connery. I really like saying like a phrase with him. "Oh, Eric, I'm going to glaze you like a Danish." Like just a really horned up Sean Connery.
I'm going to glaze you like a Danish.
Going to glaze you like a Danish.
Glaze is crazy. Glaze is insane,
He has like a SH on the glaze.
Yeah, glaze. I'm gonna glaze you like a Danish. I bet he purrs a lot. You know what I mean? I bet he's a growler in the sack.
Oh yeah.
He's growling for sure. Which one would you rather go on a date with? Michael Caine or Sean Connery?
I mean, Sean Connery, he looks like he's down for like
some crazy shit.
Like some crazy, yeah. If I'm trying to go on a classy date, it's going to be Sir Michael Caine.
Oh, absolutely, Sir Michael.
But if I'm looking to get down and dirty,
yeah, dude,
it's the Conster.
It's the con man. The Conster. Dude, yeah, man. I'm gonna glaze you like a Danish. I'm gonna glaze you. Sugary glaze. Yeah, dude. Michael Caine is he's next level. He's like a whole other class of human being.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what is your favorite? What would you say? What your favorite film with him is with Michael Caine?
Oh man, there's a really good one called Flawless.
Flawless, okay.
Where he is a janitor at the London Diamond Syndicate in London, right?
Mm.
And he's a janitor just sweeping the decks in this place for like 30, 40 years, getting paid like minimum wage.
Yeah.
Then one day he plans this big, massive heist to like get even. And he does this like Cockney accent the entire time. He's like a working class bloke.
I'm a working class bloke. No.
But he plans this big, elaborate heist. And then there's this investigator for the insurance company that like researches the background of the heist, what happened, and trying to figure out, was it an inside job? Was it not an inside job? So it's like a big, nice heist movie.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. That's a good one.
Which kind of like it was right up your alley because of
Yeah. It's got diamonds. It's got Michael Caine. It's got insurance. Yeah. It's got it all.
So what's your fascination? I mean, clearly the world is fascinated with diamonds, but what draws you to diamonds that might be out of the normal realm of why people like diamonds?
Well, at the end of the day, it's just a piece of carbon, right? Like It's just carbon that somebody dug up from the earth.
Okay.
But the level of craftsmanship and artistry that goes into faceting it, to crafting it into a beautiful piece, there's like an art and a science to it that can be combined into one. So like the geology behind it, right?
Right.
The uniqueness of its geological provenance within the Earth's in the Earth's crust.
Really?
The technical know-how and difficulties of mining it and extracting it from the earth, right? All the sweat, toil, sacrifice, the geopolitical ramifications all around it.
Yeah.
That's just with the mining it, right? And then once it's out of the ground, the craftsmanship and science of how can we make this particular rock the most fascinating, spectacular piece that we can.
Right. So right now, very well said, by the way. Where are all the diamonds right now? Where are we getting the most diamonds?
Well, there's a lot in Africa, obviously. Okay. Like South Africa is like the stereotypical, like that's the De Beers like headquarters, main location, right? Sure. It's like the big mine. When everyone thinks of diamond mines, they think of South Africa.
Sure.
But nowadays, the big game is in Canada.
Really?
Right? Yeah, there's a big Canadian mine. Like you think of Ice Road Truckers. Remember that show?
Yeah.
All the stuff that they were bringing up there was like to and from the Diavik diamond mine. And now there's a big diamond availability in Russia, right, historically. But I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news, but the conflict in Russia, all the sanctions around it.
It's like, it's pretty hard to get. It's pretty hard to get them right now.
In case you haven't been paying attention. So yeah, there's a whole controversy, debate around natural diamonds now and the efficacy and ethicalness of mining them naturally and where they're sourced and who's mining them.
Right.
And then that has led a lot of people towards lab-grown diamonds, right?
Okay.
And then that in itself is its own controversy, right?
How do you feel about lab-grown diamonds?
Well, I mean, it's a diamond. I will say that. It is a diamond. It has all the same chemical, optical properties of an actual natural-made diamond.
Okay.
But people love just, big natties. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with some nice bolted-on, diamonds. But I will say, though, that there will always be a demand for the true, authentic thing.
Yeah, the real naturals.
The market, you will see over time, lab-growns just flood the market. There will just be more and more introduced over time, and that will decrease and drive down the price of lab-grown diamonds.
Okay, right. Okay, so it is it is also from a monetary standpoint, it's less of an investment because it's going to depreciate over time.
Don't invest in diamonds.
Right.
Don't do it.
Got it.
Don't do it. It's not an investment vehicle.
Cool.
Don't do it.
Interesting. So we're on diamonds, and I brought up that he would like them. So you have a fascination with, and you always have, and we're displaying it here. what do I say? You're a rock guy. You're a rock hard guy. You're a.
I'm a rock hound. A lot of dudes hound other things, but I'm a rock hound.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You sniff them out. Okay. So what piqued your interest? Like, how did it all start? Like, what was your first favorite rock? Was it Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Ever since I saw him come down the stage at WrestleMania 3, I knew. But no, my fascination with geology, I would think, stemmed from my initial fascination with maps and geography.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
I was really turned on by maps, just always like reading through atlases as a kid. I realized and just had like kind of an epiphany moment when I was a little kid, like, man, geography is destiny, bro. Like where you are in this world in relation to other things and places is so important, dude. Whoa. And then I realized what dictates geography?
Yeah.
Geology, dude.
Fucking rocks.
Dude, that's the crux of where I am and who I am in this world in relation to people, other places and things. So like let's find out more. And I just did it. I don't know. Let's take out some student loans and figure this thing out.
Come on, guys, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking party. All right. So, is a diamond considered a rock?
They're minerals, Marie.
They're
So, I know that's a very meme expression, but
sure.
There's some truth to it.
Okay.
They are minerals, Marie. So a mineral, let's just go over it for the record.
Okay.
A mineral, okay?
Yes.
It's inorganic. It's a solid, as a defined chemical composition and a repeating internal crystalline structure.
Got it.
Okay, that's a mineral, right?
That's a mineral.
Now a rock, okay?
Okay.
This is the simple part. A rock is an aggregate of minerals.
That's right.
So a way to think about
this.
it, is minerals are the tracks and a rock is the album. So a mineral, that's Champagne Supernova. A mineral, that's Don't Look Back in Anger. A mineral, that's Wonderwall. The rock is the album What's the Story, Morning Glory by Oasis. That's one way to kind of keep things straight in your head.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, bro.
Right. Biblical.
I'm using the Mohs hardness scale. What would you give an erection during class as you're called up to the front to give a presentation?
I mean, if you're going to put it on the actual Mohs hardness scale,
yeah,
and then do comparative destructive scratch testing on your erect penis, there is a definitive answer to that. I don't know that is something worth devoting time and resources to finding out.
I got the time, and I've got a decent sized amount of resources.
All right, well, I've got some minerals here, so if you want to get fluffed up, we can start scratching.
Oh, dude. Like, dude, if you don't want to take ED pills, all you got to do is just sit in a classroom full of kids and ask the teacher to call you up to the front of the class, because you're guaranteed to be hard as a rock.
Yeah, RABs
or miserable.
Those RABs.
Those what we call them, random ass boners.
Yeah,
random ass.
If you know, you know.
Boner. Oh, dude, we got a RAB. Those were brutal. So I guess in geology, you just pitching a tent the whole time.
I literally pinched mini tents. That was part of the curriculum was camping and pitching tents, actual tents.
Field work. Yeah. Okay, so what is your favorite rock and what is your favorite mineral?
Oh man, so favorite rock, just rock in general, it's just limestone.
Okay.
It's like, home cooking. right here in Central Texas.
Right.
It's just everywhere,
It's
all over
everywhere.
the place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fossils you can find in it.
And it's easy to like kind of, because there is like a little bit of a, I mean, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, there might be science to where like this rock is better for finding fossils because like you can get it off without damaging the fossil.
Nice and muddy.
Okay.
Nice and muddy at the time of deposition.
Yeah, nice and muddy.
Yeah, you're not going to be finding no trilobites and no volcanic granites or nothing.
Are you planting a seed? Because is that what that's?
That's what that is.
A trilobite?
That's a trilobite.
About how old?
A trilobite.
Am I allowed to touch this?
Yeah, you can touch it.
So, about how old is this?
So that one is definitely before the Permian. That is a specimen that I bought, so I did not find that one. So I can't speak to the provenance of it.
Okay.
But that would have been like the dominant life, like by terms of number.
Okay.
From the Cambrian up to the Permian.
Wow. It smells like ancient history.
There are just so many varieties of those little dudes around, and they have so many just different adaptations.
Were they like omnivores?
No, they're just little arthropods. They just eat little algae and phytoplankton. And
okay, cool. So they couldn't.
They're just little bugs.
They wouldn't bite me.
They're bugs.
Do they? But aren't there like huge ones, like massive ones?
They wouldn't get like massive.
Okay.
But I mean,
what are those big things in the ocean?
I mean, there are a lot of big things in the ocean.
The ones that are spirals. What am I thinking of, dude?
Spirals.
The ones that are like.
I know what a spiral is.
Almanite and Omastar from Pokemon.
The Pokemon.
Dude. Yeah.
I actually have an actual Omastar fossil. It's not called Omastar.
Okay, cool.
But I do have one of those. You want to bring out the Omastar?
Okay, now for this segment, we are actually going to bring out. He's going to bring stuff out for us.
Yeah. So this would have been an Omastar.
Okay, sick.
It's called an ammonite. It's the actual.
Ammonite.
It's the actual name for it. It's basically just a big. Yeah, it's like think of Omastar from Pokemon.
My fucking brain rot.
So there's a lot of these guys out near Mills County.
Okay.
Okay, so you know where like Goldthwaite is?
Mills County, Texas.
Yeah, Mills County, Texas.
Okay.
So these guys are very common out there. So they would have just been floating around the ocean, predating on little guys like that.
Yeah.
So one way to kind of look at these guys, I don't know if you can see it, I'll let you hold it.
Okay.
Is if you look at the suture pattern, you see the little
sutures.
The little kind of veins, the little things that join the cells together.
This fella is ribbed for her pleasure.
Yeah, the ribs on that. So
damn sure.
As those guys progress through geologic time, those suture patterns became more and more complex. So you can see that one's just kind of like a general basic like wave form, right? It's
so
nothing
too
like, crazy.
He's like an idiot ancestor.
He's kind of like an OG.
An OG.
An OG Omastar.
An old head.
And then as they progressed through geologic time,
you want me to leave him up here?
Okay. Yeah, you can put him wherever. He ain't going nowhere.
Wonderful. Yeah, what if he got up and walked away? We're fucking cutting the feed right now.
But as they progressed through geologic time, their suture patterns, the way they made their shells and grew and became bigger.
Yeah.
The suture pattern became more and more complex.
Okay.
So you see a lot more like textures and patterns in that form. So you can tell by the simplicity of that one would have been considered more early.
Yeah.
Adopter, an earlier guy.
He looks dumb as hell.
Dumb as hell.
Unevolved.
But then I have some other invertebrate fossils. I can just go through all the fossils, or we can just hop around, or
hop around. And I want you to. I'm gonna guess what it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna give my.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna give my first impression of what I think this each of these samples is.
So I'm gonna start off with this one. I'll give this one over to you. Just hand it to you.
Okay.
What is it? Let me know. Let me know your impression. What do you think? What do you feel?
All right. I mean, this looks like, a blunt preserved in black marble.
All right. That is an impression. So that is a belemnite. Okay, that's another invertebrate.
But it really does look like it's rolled up. Like, is it a
Yeah.
worm? Is it like a...
No. So it's kind of an equivalent to like a little squid guy.
Okay.
So the name Orthoceras is what's commonly they're called, like the genus. So that's a little shell, and they would have crawled in there, and on this far end, the end closest to you,
Yeah.
there would have been a little squishy squid-like dude just hanging out in there, and then the rest of it coming towards me is like his shell. And you'll see in the middle there's kind of like a vein.
Yes.
Like you see that little kind of opening in the middle,
Yeah.
like a little gap.
Yeah.
That's called a siphuncle.
Siphuncle.
A siphuncle. So
Uncle Siphuncle.
they would have been sucking in water into and out of that siphuncle to change their buoyancy to go up and down the water table,
Oh, hell
and then also inject it in and out like a jet to propel themselves. I think a lot of people take for granted like marine critters now can like go up and down in the water column
Yeah.
of their own free will, but
Right.
that took a lot of time to figure out and adapt to.
For them to okay.
Because it's all just one giant biological arms race, baby. It's all just one big eat or be eaten, dog.
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
So yeah, that's what would you say that was? Just a blunt?
That was just a blunt and black marble, you know
blunt
what I'm
and
saying?
black marble.
So that's a black marble blunt.
Black marble blunt. All right, this next one I'm going to show you.
Okay.
This is where things, in my opinion, started going downhill. I'll be honest with you. Everything after the Cambrian.
That's a fucked up era.
No, no. We're on the doom timeline. We've been
Okay.
on the doom timeline.
Got it.
So I'm gonna just hand this one to you. Just tell me
Okay.
what you think. This one, I mean, pretty straightforward.
All right, pretty straightforward. Yeah, dude, this guy is into punk rock. He definitely did some damage to his mother physically as a youngster.
So yeah, that would have been one of the first kind of vertebrate
Yeah.
fishes,
Okay.
teleost fishes. And you know what, man? Ever since we started getting these backbones, I mean, look at us.
We're fucked up.
I mean, we're probably like, you're going to go into work on Monday, all because this guy grew a backbone, and now we got to go to work Monday through Friday. 40-hour weeks because of this guy.
Because of this motherfucker. So this is one of the earliest vertebrates, is what you said.
Yeah, that would have been like
Okay.
one of the first like fishes.
Okay.
Okay,
cool.
like fish as we know it.
So, in your opinion, what would you have preferred? Because like, rather than the spines, the vertebrae, what would you prefer we have? More like
man.
like an octopus.
Oh man, give me a nice exoskeleton
Oh yeah.
made out of chitin.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get this nice and crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
And give me some stereoscopic eyes. Like the way we look at things. No, I need like 20 compound eyes. Like, give me them trilobite crazy praying mantis shrimp eyes. That looks like I'm a Ford Explorer with 20 backup cameras.
So
That's what we need. That's what I want.
That's your fucking goal.
That's my body dysmorphia.
So if you could get like plastic surgery to get an exoskeleton.
Yeah, with a nice Telson.
What's
Nice
a
Telson. That's what took out Steve Irwin, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's what
Telson.
that was on the
So
Stingray?
that would have been the early like paleontological structure, like that biological feature. It was originally called a Telson. I'm sure it's different on like a modern day stingray.
Yeah, modern day biology.
Whatever, but it
Sure.
came from a Telson.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
yeah, I'd be just right through the heart, dude.
Holy
R.I.P.
fuck.
I mean, if that's what it took to take out Steve Irwin, dude. If that is what took him out,
Yeah, exactly.
it's good stuff.
You know it's really fucking strong.
Out of all the things he messed with, that's what got him.
Yeah,
So give me that.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So would you want to lay eggs?
No.
No, you want
No.
those live births?
Nah. I mean,
A mammal with an exoskeleton would.
that's
look
just my mammal brain being like, ew, eggs.
Yeah.
So that would definitely be something to overcome.
Right.
I guess it's part of growing up.
Part of growing up over
Accepting my eggs.
over centuries and centuries. Would you be on? Would you have 6 legs? Would you be like?
Oh no.
You want to be?
We need more. We need more. Give me more, baby.
You would literally be. Why hasn't there been like a mad? I guess there has been in like comic books and stuff, but like a mad geologist or a mad like a fossil scientist. What am I thinking of?
Paleontologist.
Paleontologist. Yes. Like that's really trying to change human makeup into what you're, because that's a really good idea.
So here's the thing about paleontologists. Okay.
Oh shit! Here's the tea.
Here's the tea. They just write Earth fan fiction. That's all it is. It's just Earth fan fiction. You know, like instead of Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction, it's just like
Dino
a
dicks.
bunch of nerds writing like, oh, dude, let's write some stuff and hope it's canon. You know what I mean? Like, like it's all the Star Wars novels. You read a bunch of Star Wars novels. It's the same.
It's
thing.
not. Yeah, it's not official. So what makes it not official? Like, is it because
I mean, it's just like
some of it
nerds debating about how things were based on very limited information.
Right. It is because
There's just such a lack of evidence and information available to them compared to the other sciences.
what's the most that they can do? They can just kind of they can date something, right?
Yeah,
But even then,
pretty well.
pretty well.
nowadays. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. But yeah, like
It's all relative speaking. You know?
Right. But the thing is like they're still making assumptions.
Yeah.
I guess is what you're saying. Okay. Cool. So are dinosaurs real or fake?
I mean,
What the fuck?
I've actually had that discussion at
Really?
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
At Thanksgiving?
At the Thanksgiving table, and then gotten a DVD, a box set DVDs,
Uh-huh.
a box set explaining how there weren't any dinosaurs, and that they were put in the earth to trick us by Satan. I mean,
Oh my god. Dude.
believe what you want to believe. It's,
But okay, so would would you, if I asked you, like, was there a triceratops? What would you tell me?
probably. Yeah.
Okay, sick. That's what I want to know. Sick. What's the smoothest rock?
Oh man, a smooth rock.
Like, what is is there a smoothest?
I mean, and it's kind of depends how you find it. Like,
It's
like a
Dwayne
polished,
The Rock Johnson. What?
like a polished rock. Like
No,
you can
no,
polish them up.
unpolished. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. So that's so polish can happen in nature, right?
Yeah, through like wind, erosion,
Okay.
sandblast.
So I guess
wind.
can anything be smooth, technically?
I mean, how close are you looking?
Oh.
How close are you looking? You know what I mean? Like,
If I was gonna get right up on that motherfucker, what's the smooth? What is there a smoothest rock?
I'm sure there is, but I'm like a to-be geologist. You know what I mean? Like,
What is that?
like
What does that mean?
there's Netflix, there's Hulu, and then there's Tubi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, Tubi.
As I'm on the outside and I'm
I'm
looking
looking
in, I can see through you, see to the real you. Okay. Do you have more rocks?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
So I
for
noticed you had. I kind of mentioned this before we started, but I noticed
Go.
you have Sir Ian McKellen,
Sir Ian.
Gandalf here.
Yes.
So I wanted to show you my Palantir.
Okay. Beautiful for those that don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I have it covered up like Gandalf. So just be careful, don't drop it.
Okay.
And just pull it out.
It's very heavy.
It's a hand knit leg warmer.
Beautiful.
Gifted to me. So just pull that out of there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that has been polished. That is not something you just pull out of the earth like that.
Right.
So that is a mineral called selenite.
Selenite?
It's been polished into a sphere. And you'll notice it has kind of a unique phenomenon where there's like, you see that kind of line. It kind of looks like a cat's eye marble.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
So that is it's a phenomenon called chatoyancy. Chatoyancy.
Nice.
And that forms with the orientation of the crystal structure within the specimen. So all of the crystals form and line up into that little perfect, tiny little needle-like orientation. And then as the light shines on, it's kind of like a spool of thread. Have you ever shined a light on top of a spool of thread?
I guess not.
And you'll see the light kind of shine on the edges of the string. It kind of makes like a little bright spot.
Okay, yeah,
it's like the same thing. It's
okay,
like
yeah,
the same,
sure, yeah.
Same principle, just
right.
in a rock.
That's beautiful.
And then depending on the way you hold it, you can kind of see there's an orientation to the crystal where the chatoyancy is really prevalent.
Give me that.
And then if you turn it 90 degrees, you'll see it's kind of like milky through the center.
Right.
It's like kind of clear, and you don't see that effect.
Yeah,
that's like the orientation in which those needle-like crystals are.
Yeah. So you're
structured.
One way you see it, the other way you don't.
But it definitely reminds me of the Palantir.
It does, yeah. Yeah, it's like a Gandalf the White one.
But it's like I kind of joke about it, like the post-nut clarity Palantir.
Absolutely.
Like you just look through it and you just see like you have post-nut clarity.
Yeah, it's like just go to the bathroom, turn it 90 degrees. You'll be good to go for the rest of the day. You'll be making better decisions.
Yeah, before you throw down on that Dodge Charger RT at 20% interest.
Yeah. Go blast one off.
Just have a little wisdom wank about it.
100%. That's amazing.
Oh, and then I also have one that's very similar to that, okay? It's very similar. It kind of has...
I'm going to re-sleeve this and give this back.
Yeah, let's sleeve it. So that anybody who's trying to look into our...
Yeah, I don't want...
Our congregation will not be privy. And the next one I have, okay, it's called a TV stone.
TV?
TV stone is like the common name for it.
Okay.
The mineral name is ulexite. Okay.
Hello, Alexa.
So it's commonly found in Germany. Ulexite. Okay, and it's borosilicate. So that one has very similar needles, right? Like you kind of see on the edge there, it's like very similar to that last one.
Yes, so it could like flake off like.
Yeah, be kind of careful with it, and do not expose that one to water at all. It'll just completely dissolve like cotton candy.
Really? Well, I'm sweaty, so.
So it's fine. It's not going to just like crumble apart in your hands, but definitely don't get it wet. But the needles on that one are a lot finer than the needles on the one we just saw.
Interesting.
And it has a unique optical property, like when you shine a laser through it. Hold on, I brought a laser pointer. Let me grab it. So when you shine a laser through it, let's see.
Through this?
Yeah. So punch that first button on the front, and then hold up a little piece of paper.
Okay.
And like shine the light.
Whoa.
It'll split the laser into a big circle.
Here.
I don't know if the camera can see that, but the little borosilicate needles in there.
Beautiful.
Refract the light just ever so slightly.
What the hell?
And it makes like a little laser circle from the laser. So
yeah,
that's kind of a cool one.
The studio lighting might screw it up on camera, but what I'm seeing is pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, we'll fix it in post. There you go.
Sick.
What else do I got? Oh, here's a cool one. So we'll switch over to rocks.
Rocks.
We'll switch over to album reviews.
And rocks are aggregates of minerals.
They're aggregates, Marie.
They're aggregates, Marie.
Okay, hold on to that one. Okay, so this one is it's a carbonate rock. Okay, so same kind of genre as
Okay.
limestone. Okay,
Nice.
you follow me?
I follow.
Okay, so that one is piezolytic carbonate rock. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it on camera there, but there's little like kind of gobstopper looking dudes in there.
Sure,
You can see
yeah.
the little concentric layers.
Yeah.
So those are called piezoids.
Piezoids.
We call them piezoids in the biz.
Nice.
Okay, and so the way those formed is there's just a little teeny tiny little nucleus in each and every one of those little piezoids, right?
Yeah.
And then in a marine tidal environment, okay, so think of a beach. Think of a beach with like a long tidal zone, right? The tide's coming and going, in and out over time. And those little grains, right, they're getting rolled in and out with the tide.
Right.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth.
And then as the tide goes out, dries up. Tide comes in, gets wet again, gets dropped off, dries out again.
And that's
so,
what each of those nucleus is?
And so, yeah, each one of those little nucleus start off a little tiny grain, and they just get rolled around, and then it's like layers of those minerals get deposited as the water comes in and out.
Beautiful.
And makes little concentric layers that dry and harden and dry and harden and dry and build and build and build over those little nuclei until they form those big piezoid structures.
Right.
And then at some point, whatever happened to this particular rock, all those little piezoids got grabbed together, grouped together, and then buried,
It's
and
amazing.
then formed into a rock.
Interesting. For those of you listening at home, please, at this point, I urge you to switch over to YouTube, so that way you can see all of these things.
Oh yeah, this is a video episode, y'all.
This is definitely a video episode for sure.
This is definitely a video episode. Oh, fellas, do you have difficulty shopping for your lady on Valentine's Day?
I do.
Okay, well, here's what you do, fellas. Ladies, turn this off. Turn this off, ladies. This is for the fellas only. All right, now that it's just us guys, us boys.
Yeah, just whip it out.
All right, look at that one. That's a barite rose. A barite rose. So here's what you do, lads.
Barite rose.
You go to the flower shop, and you say, "Hey, florist, how much for 11 roses?" And they're like, "What? Why are you buying 11 roses? Don't ask me questions. How much for 11?" And then you buy 11, okay?
Yeah.
And then you get one of these bad boys, right? It's a barite rose. These are found in Oklahoma, right? Like southern Oklahoma.
Okay.
Kind of where they're from.
Sure.
And they just get blown around and kind of form like a rose structure. You kind of see like the petals, the little rose heads, the little
really
blossom.
does. Yeah, no, for sure. That's insane for a rock to look like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get that little rock, and you group it in with the roses, and then you go down to Walgreens, Eckerd's, CVS, if you're one of those people, and you get a card, okay, and then you write, "Hey baby, happy Valentine's Day. I'll love you until the last petal falls." And then once she sees, oh, there's a rock in here, and this dude will love me forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
This won't.
that's what you do. That's what you do, fellas.
Sploosh, soaked.
So yeah, there's some geology lovemaking tips. What else we got?
Beautiful.
I'll show you this one. So this one has.
Okay.
Oh, let's get into some gems. Let's get into some of the gem species in here. So this one has quartz with a tourmaline inside of it.
Quartz with a term.
Yeah, you see that little green crystal in there?
Ooh, yeah.
And I got a light for you if you want to shine it. You can kind of like pump some light through there.
Whoa.
And it'll go up to 3. But that's bright.
Geez,
That's bright.
Jeez Louise.
It's so bright. But it's got a little tourmaline in there,
Yeah.
as you know. Tourmaline is a common gem. Maine.
Yes.
Maine has a very rich tourmaline deposit.
Okay.
Same with California, like
What can you
Southern
do-
California.
What can you do with tourmaline?
So you can carve it into a gem, and man,
Turn that
I've got an actual gem species for you. I'll just turn that off.
Perfect.
Hold it right there for you. Okay, so I'll give you a tourmaline gem here. So this is a tourmaline gem, a tourmaline that has been cut and fashioned into an actual gem.
Oh, this has been fashioned. Oh, and cut. I
Now
understand.
you can shine a light through it.
Okay.
So you kind of see it's kind of like one of those multi-party,
Whoa.
those watermelon. They call them watermelon tourmalines.
Oh, I
Now,
see. Yeah.
it looks pretty cool on the surface, right?
Yeah.
It looks like you got a real deal Jimmy there, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it's false.
It's
fake.
not real?
It's real. Like it's an actual like tourmaline, but
I blinded myself.
if you look at it, you can see that whoever did it ended up gluing two pieces of tourmaline together to try to make it look like it was one of those multicolored tourmalines.
Oh, I see. Because it does have like a
Yeah.
weird. It has
Has
like
a weird
split.
fracture in it. Yeah.
No, it has a really glaring split.
So be careful out there. Be careful out there.
You can get faked over.
You can get faked over. You can get faked over hardcore, bro.
Hardcore faked over on your gems, bro.
So yeah, be careful with your gems.
So did you get faked over, or were you looking for
Somebody wanted me to look at that and see, am I getting faked over? Yeah, you got faked over.
Okay.
So okay, well, thanks for looking at it. Do you want it? Sure.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a really. So people come to you and like check out this rock and check out this gem. So
yeah.
So we don't gotta talk about your profession, but like you do this like identifying kind of thing for work, right? A little bit of it.
Yeah, that's part of my job.
Okay.
Like we'll get some things come through where people claim things are what they are not.
Okay.
And of course, there's a big financial fallout from that.
Because this is like these are like precious. These are
Yeah,
precious
like
things.
yeah,
Typically.
big money stuff. Like there's some skin in the game,
Okay.
and not everybody is ethical with what they're doing.
Right.
So that's part of it. Of course, as with any business, as with any enterprise.
How can you tell something like if we go up to diamond, like how can you tell if something is lab grown versus a big natty?
You're not going to be able to tell that with your naked eye.
Really?
Yeah, that's not. It's so close.
Well,
you're not going to be able to.
Sounds dangerous.
Because a lab-grown diamond is a lab-grown diamond.
Okay.
Like it is the same chemical, physical, optical properties. Yeah. So it is a diamond.
For sure. Okay.
There are lab tests. You have to take it to a special lab, and maybe they can tell you if it's lab-grown.
Interesting.
There's special like interference colors when you look at it through different types of light, different like signatures that it gives whenever you expose it to different stimuli. So it's pretty tough. Like they're pretty good. They're pretty good at
the lab.
Yeah, the lab-grown stuff is
Okay. What is the most common forgery, like fake thing that you come across?
So a lot of people like
guess,
obviously CZ, cubic zirconium.
Cubic zirconium.
I actually have some here.
Okay.
That's a big one. Another big one is moissanite.
Okay.
Have you heard of moissanite? It's kind of another. That's a CZ. So kind of just to touch base on that one, a way to kind of tell that one is if you look at it from a light, there will be a specific pattern that you see from the back end called the pavilion of the stone.
Okay.
So you would want to shine the light through the front look at it from the back.
Like through the pointy?
Yeah. Okay. And this would be done like in a microscope, like in a gemological microscope.
Right.
You're going to go blind doing this. That's like
I am literally
that's 650 lumens. You're just like blasting into your eye. Yeah. So yeah.
It felt like I was going blind for a second.
But it will give a special pattern. You'll see like a 5-pointed, like a 5-spoke radial in a cubic zirconium that's not present in diamonds. And that's just a difference in the optical properties between the two. That's like kind of a quick and dirty way to tell the difference between that the CZ, an actual diamond. Moissanite has very similar optical properties. Moissanite will give a false positive on a diamond tester. So if you have one of those diamond testers and you're just like, and just using it without thinking,
a
moissanite will test positive on a diamond tester for a diamond.
Really?
So
Interesting.
one way to look at it is you have to look at this stone and see if there's any doubling through it. A
Mhm.
moissanite is what's called doubly refractive. So it will show a double image through it. It splits the ray of light passing through it into two, while a diamond does not.
Interesting.
So that's one quick,
That's one of the
quick
most
way.
common forgeries.
But you just gotta watch out. Make sure who you're buying from is somebody you trust, somebody reputable. I mean, even people who have the best intentions, just something gets in their inventory and they don't catch it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Interesting. Well, what? How do you so do you deal with gold at all?
I mean, yeah, buying and selling of it, like
Yeah.
the scrapping of it, the value of it.
Because I don't know how do carats work? Like what is a carat? Is
All
that
right.
is that a lot?
All right,
Is that
no.
a loaded question?
No, this is a good one to ask.
Okay.
This is a good one.
Because I don't understand how carats.
So there's two carats, carats with a C and carat with a K. Okay. So if we're talking gold, if we're talking metals, it's carat with a K.
Metals is K.
And that refers to the purity of the metal, right? There's 24 karat gold. It's like pure gold. There's no alloys or other metals mixed in with it. And then once you go further down, like 18 karat, 14 karat, that has alloys added into the gold. So
Okay.
it's not just pure gold at that point. There's other metals mixed into it.
Interesting.
That's not a bad thing. If you're going to be wearing gold jewelry, you'll want some like other alloys in it to make it durable. So
so it's not.
so you can
squishy.
actually wear it.
Right.
So that refers to the purity of the metal, the
Mm.
carat with a K. So carat with the C, you see that like in the gym world, like the weight,
Okay.
the weight of the stone. So like a
Yeah.
4 carat diamond refers to a weight. So a carat with a C is a fifth of a gram. So 1 carat is a fifth
Mhm.
of a gram.
Mm-hmm.
Now the word carat, C-A-R-A-T, carat, in the weight sense,
Yeah.
comes from back in the Columbian exploration days. They would take carob seeds. It's a type of seed
Okay.
that had a very uniform weight. So traders, in the North Atlantic trade, wheeling and dealing and commerce back in the day,
Hell yeah. Those
they
are my
would
boys.
they would use that as kind of like a standard
Okay.
to kind of evaluate, stones against each other.
Yeah.
So that's where that kind of stems from. Carat, carob,
Interesting.
carat.
That's so informative.
And then if you really want to go back into some diamond lore, you want to do a deep dive on the lore. So, and this kind of is a holdover from now, but
Okay.
you'll see a lot of people be very protective of their pricing. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
how
Sure.
much they bought the stone for. Like you're not going to really get that information from who you're buying it from, because the diamond goes through so many different hands by the time it gets to like the retailer.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
By the time you, the consumer, are looking to purchase a diamond, it has been through the wholesale process, right?
We are
It's
just
gone like
going at the diamond and the diamond industry.
we're gonna bust it open,
We're gonna bust it
wide open for y'all. So back in the day,
Yeah.
you didn't want to just like let everybody know how much you paid for your stones, right? Because you also needed to make money when you went to sell your
Okay.
diamond, right?
For sure.
So what they would do is they would congregate in these little like gathering halls. They call them bourses.
a
and-
Boris?
A bourse.
A Borscht. Okay, got it.
And they would sit at a table across from each other. And you're not just going to like openly discuss your pricing because everybody else is there. You don't want to have people hear,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what they would do is they would sit across from each other at a table, much like we're doing now.
Sure.
And then they would take like a towel, and then they would both put their hands underneath the towel together and like have their hands out like this, right?
Uh-huh.
And then there was like a code, and you would start negotiating. Like the buyer would like squeeze your digits on your finger, like under the towel, like to give a starting price. Like this finger means 500, this finger means 1,000. So they're just like playing handsies, just like intense negotiations, like silently, just
without saying it.
without saying it.
Yeah.
And it's covered by the towel, so nobody knows.
Okay, so no one. Yeah. Right.
But I'm sure there's like
Insane.
somebody who's like not on the same page with like what the finger squeezing meant. Like, oh,
Yeah, like
when it comes time to settle up, he's like, oh man, I thought third knuckle was.
Yeah, it's like third knuckle was 3, but there's like no, I'm talking 7.
No, not from the Boris where I come from, dude. Like,
Yeah, you fucking idiot. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna take your fucking money, dude. That's hilarious.
but that's just kind of funny to me, like intense negotiations, just like squeezing fingers of another man
dude.
underneath a towel.
That's insane. I wonder if that still happens at some. It's got to happen in like some small like communities.
So that's how the Hope Diamond. You familiar with the Hope Diamond? You've heard of it?
I mean, I feel like I've heard the name.
So that's how it originally came into the possession of Tavernier. He's the guy who purchased the Hope Diamond
Okay.
and brought it to France.
Okay.
That's basically how he like came into possession of the Hope Diamond. He met some dudes in Golconda, which is a old kingdom in India. It's no longer a functioning state.
Got it.
But yeah, he met up with some diamond hounds in Golconda in India on his travels.
Yeah.
Squoze a few fingers.
He got his hands on a
And
couple
he
of digits.
brought it home, dude. It's in the bag.
Hell yeah, dude.
I had to squeeze some sweaty Indian fingers to get this sucker.
That's fucking sick. That's awesome, dude. Well, I really appreciate you coming out because this has been extremely informative. Probably one of our most informative episodes we've ever had, I would say. So I really appreciate it. Before we go, I'm going to ask you just a couple of dumb, silly questions, and then we'll wrap this thing up. If you were in jail, what would you hope that the walls or the rock outside of the walls or whatever, what would you hope that was made out of?
Oh man, how long of a term am I spending?
I mean, you got a 20 banger, to deal with unless you can escape. Because I'm talking about tunneling, escaping. Like what's the best to tunnel through?
Oh, probably talc. I mean, it's the one on the hardness scale.
Can you find can there just be areas of land that is just a shitload of talc?
Yeah, it'll just be hanging out
Okay.
in a deposit somewhere.
Interesting.
I mean, it's not going to be in good shape. It's going to be a little powdery.
It's gonna be a little powdery.
Yeah, but come out there, baby fresh.
Yeah.
Baby fresh.
Yeah. Soaking up all
I'm
my
so
juices.
dry.
Yeah, I know. So I'm
All
dry.
that tunneling got me sweaty, but man, I'm ready. I'm fresh for this.
Dry as a bone, brother. Dry as a bone, brother. Okay. If you were in, I asked this question to a lot of people. There's a battle royale scenario. 50 people from around the world, 18 and up, randomly get selected, and they all got to fight battle royale style in an arena, big arena, and to the death.
To the death.
You got to be the last one standing. You get a weapon of choice, but it can't be anything ranged. It can't be anything projectile. Okay? It's got to be something in your hands or on your feet. What are you going to choose? What weapon?
All right. I know this has been asked before,
Yes.
and every time I've heard this question asked,
Yeah.
I always just want to scream at the whatever I'm listening to, the
Sure.
Last Impression with Eric Anderson on.
Yeah.
So the answer is it's a spear, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go back. Let's do a deep dive. Let's take it back. So-
we're going back.
Homo sapiens, right? Let's go that far back.
Homo
okay?
sapiens.
So there have been humanoids, right?
Okay.
Like the Homo genus
Got it.
before Erectus, before Sapiens, like Homo hamburguesa, whatever you want to call it. They have been found with spears, okay?
Hell yeah.
So the development of Homo sapiens built on the bedrock of monkeys wielding spears, okay? So
Okay.
us as humans have just evolved and grown and become who we are because of spears. Okay, and now let's go the other way. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just fast forward the timeline.
Sure.
So when we invented guns, right?
Yeah.
Let's put some metal into a gun and just
some
blasted that dude.
Some gunpowder. Yeah.
They came up with the idea. Okay, what if after they shot their gun, what if we put little spiky, pointy metal tips
Yeah.
on the end of our guns and made them into spears?
A bayonet.
So, guns. Dude. We were rocking guns, and there were still dudes like spears.
There's still spears.
Still spear. Yeah, the entire like military, protocol for 100 years was like shoot once and then run at them with thousands of dudes with spears.
Yeah.
That's how good and OP a spear is.
Yeah.
Now,
How long?
on top of that,
How long? Sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't mean
yeah.
to cut you off. But how long of a spear? Do you know what the perfect length of a spear is?
it's 2.75 meters.
Damn it! You need. I can't believe you.
That is the exact length of the spear or lance
Yeah.
wielded by the Polish lancers in Napoleon's army, the Grand Armée. You might have heard of it. So they weren't just like on the battlefield under Napoleon, right? They were part of his personal entourage, his
Okay.
bodyguards.
Sure.
So he was like, yeah, give me a bunch of Polish dudes on horsebacks with spears,
Yeah.
keeping me safe.
Keep
So that's
me
what he
safe.
wanted. Now, on top of that, 2.75 meter long spear.
Yeah.
Now, what's it made out of? What kind of wood do we want
I have no
on the
idea.
haft of our spear?
On
The answer to that is ash. Okay, you want
Damn.
ash. If it ain't ash, it's trash. if you know me for any length of time, you know that I've been saying that. Okay,
I've been saying.
I've been saying that. If it ain't ash, it's trash. And here's why. Okay, an ashwood, right?
Yeah.
So it's got little cells, right?
Okay.
It's not like just a long fibrous wood. It has little cells, right, that compress. So say somebody hits the haft of your spear, instead of it collapsing and splitting, you're going to have compression. So all those little cells that comes into contact with whatever force are first going to compress and not actually break.
Oh.
And that makes it more flexible,
Right.
less prone to splitting. So that is my answer to that question.
Dude, that's probably that's gonna be the all-time best answer to this question, probably. It will, and I challenge any future guest, and I challenge anybody that wants to be on the show to come with a better, more thought-out answer than that. I challenge any that comes, because that's awesome. so because
They're overthinking it, man.
it would
They're
be
overthinking it.
it would be sick like a couple of years from now I just get all of the answers together, and like those are the 50 people I just imaginarily put in there, and we just break it down in like a what is it?
Deadliest Warrior
Yeah,
simulation.
like a bracket.
We've run 10,000 simulations.
Yeah, exactly. It will be Mikey every time. Mikey's at the top with everybody's just stabbed over. But here's I guess the other half of it though, is like, how do you operate in there? Like, how do you pilot it? Like, are you going to be super aggressive? Are you going to hide for a while? Like, you're very fast. I know you're a fast guy, but and you have a lot of endurance. That's for damn sure. But how are you going to feel on the battlefield?
So first step, it's a mental game. It's a mental game. If you are actually placed into that scenario,
Yeah.
the very first thing you need to do is take 3 deep breaths and accept this reality that you are now in. If you take 3 deep breaths, you will be miles ahead of anybody who is just collapsing, having a mental crisis over their impending trial that they're about to go through. So take 3 deep breaths and accept this reality that you are now in. Okay? That is step 1. Prepare yourself mentally.
Yeah.
And once you have come to accept, I will be in a life and death struggle, you are now better equipped to make the decisions you need to make. to hopefully come out alive.
Yep, you're right on the money, brother.
So just take 3 deep breaths. You're gonna be so far ahead of everybody else at that point. Just,
dude, I know I'll be like just panicking. Like I'll be a fucking wreck before I get in there. Be sweating and shaking. But yeah, you'll be surgically just.
I mean, I would be scared, but I'd realize, okay.
But yeah, like if
I'm
you have to.
going to use this to, as best I can.
Right.
This is a biological response meant to give me the best advantage. Because guess what? My DNA has gone through situations like this just before.
Right.
There have been probably millions of dudes who have been like in a situation like that.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Like made it through.
Yeah.
And us, just because, you know,
modern society.
times are good right now.
Yeah.
Like, comparatively speaking, like.
Yeah.
We just haven't. Our DNA hasn't been tested like that.
That's true.
You know, for a couple of generations, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Well, thank you for that amazing answer, Mikey. And thank you again for coming today. This was a literal treat for me. This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's cool to just share my rocks.
Yeah.
And minerals and gems.
Do you have any final questions for me at all before I wrap this thing up?
Nah, man. It's been a blast.
I hope we'll have you get on here again. This was a really amazing opportunity. So don't forget to like the show, follow it on all of the platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Now, for sure, please subscribe and rate on YouTube. Please feel free to, leave comments. Yeah, and then don't forget the Patreon. Patreon, I'm working on getting better benefits for all the patrons, but Patreon is Worst Impressions with Eric Anderson on patreon.com. And yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I'm on the Discord. So
Yeah.
if you have any like rock questions, fossil questions,
yeah, if you want
jewelry questions,
if you want to,
I'm on there.
Yeah, if you want to ask Mike any questions,
I live for it, dude. I'll live for it.
Join the Patreon, and then you'll get immediate access to the Discord server, and you can ask him any questions you want about rocks. It would be really awesome to have that going on. We'll make a whole like channel in the server for it or something. But anyways, this is Worst Impressions. I'm your host, Eric Anderson. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, man.
And good night.